Good morning, this is Sean from the Prepared Homestead. I wanted to show you today some of the things that we have going wrong on our homestead. Yeah, I know it's kind of human nature. We tend to want to show all of our successes, but I'm going to show you not a failure, but it's certainly a challenge for sure. Here we have a bunch of Comfrey starts that we started from rhizomes, and started out really well. They came up pretty quick, and then what happened was we got a bunch of pests. Now, we grow in our basement in a kind of a grow room, and which of course is a very unnatural environment. You know, where it's a place where we don't have the benefit of a natural system. Okay, so normally what I do when we get something like a pest or a disease is ask the question, why is the system out of balance? Why is it not working so well? Why is it tipped one way or another towards, say, aphids, for example? And so then we look to solutions like, okay, how do I balance out the system? You know, that's a good question to ask. Okay, so the predators that eat aphids, for example, how can I create more habitat for them and try and balance out the system? And of course, even doing that, there's no guarantees. But when we take that natural balance away and we do something like grow in a unnatural environment under grow lights, for example, and we can come into situations where we get pest and disease and just unhealthiness. And then it's kind of up to us to manage that, as opposed to trying to mimic nature to have that happen itself. So we have, like I said, we have some Comfrey here, and it's not doing so well. And so what I'm trying to do to remedy this situation is, number one, get it outside. Let's start moving it outside, and it's going to be going into the ground pretty soon. By the way, this is Bocking 14, a good Russian Comfrey that does not propagate by seed, but will propagate by rhizome. And so what I did is I look at all the kind of the dead and the dying, and we prune all that stuff off, get rid of it. And then what we look to is go, okay, we have all these pests. We have soft-bodied insects that are kind of dominating the situation. So we try as much as possible to reduce our inputs, to use natural and biological fertilizers, you know, for example, like rabbit manure tea or Comfrey fertilizer tea. And we do that. But occasionally, if we get out of whack, we have no issue with using things like neem oil, for example. Okay, and so that's what we did here. We applied some neem oil, and hopefully that will help. And we also applied a foliar feeding, like a Dr. Ernst. Now I could have done the same thing with rabbit manure tea, but we decided basically we're gonna try and get this thing over the hump, and then go to a more natural system. Now the other thing that I want to do is just put some mulch in the top of these pots. I should have done this earlier, but I didn't. So that's another thing that we're going to do. So in addition to, working, with organic pesticides like neem oil, for example, and foliar feeding, a little bit of fertilizer, we'll do some mulching. Okay. So again, this is just mulch from our property that we got, and if I'll use this as an example, we've got our kind of sad-looking Comfrey plant, but it's going to come back. I'm confident of this. But what I see missing here is a little bit of mulch, and so we're just going to put some mulch in here on top of this potting soil, and then hopefully get these plants to turn around. Which again, they're hardy. They'll turn around. But that again, what I wanted to show you today is a challenge that we've had and kind of how we're facing it. So we'll do this with all of these as far as mulching is concerned. So that's it. This is how we're addressing this challenge. If you have some better ways, please let us know. We'll be happy to experiment with other ways of doing this as well. All right.